Lots of clouds in the sky again today. Hopefully it doesn't start raining. There is a warning. And what's going on today? How about this one? It seems like that story on how New York and officials wanting to use drones just keeps continuing. This one here says, largest US police force is using drones to curb a Central Park crime spree. As you know, in that area, they recently released all these laws where if you want to fly a drone, for example, let's just say recreationally in certain areas, you have to go through things like the police, pay a permit fee and all that. Well, I guess this one here, they're trying to emphasize how it's okay for, I guess, them to use it now, huh? It says the largest police force in the nation is planning to use a fleet of autonomous drones to combat an alarming surge in robberies and assaults in Central Park, the world's most iconic public green space. The New York Police Department has already flooded the sprawling park, one of the most popular tourist sites in America, with hundreds of officers patrolling on foot, bike, and horseback since violent crime began to skyrocket this summer. We've got the autonomous drones coming by the end of the month. There are over 800 acres in this park. It's going to allow us to cover a big territory very quickly and also allow us to get images and videos in places where we don't have cameras. Tarek Shepard, the NYPD Deputy Commissioner for Public Information, said during a recent news conference in Central Park. So it's kind of like that saying too for a lot of people who say, yeah, I introduced all these drone regulations. I hate recreational flyers flying here and there. And this is exactly what everyone said. You're going to see probably less recreational flyers, but you'll see officials using their drones and so forth, and probably commercial operations now. It says, according to the crime statistics through August 18th, there have been 33 robberies in Central Park so far in 2024, a 154% increase from this time last year. There have also been 11 felony assaults in the park this year, a 57% increase from 2023. So because of that, I guess, as they mentioned, these drones should theoretically help with the situation since they could monitor the area more efficiently and all that. And to show how, I guess, big the problem is, as they mentioned, there's all these details about the types of crimes that have been occurring. For example, it says people just stealing things like backpacks, wallets, headphones, juveniles, for example, potentially, I guess, harming people as young as, 11 years old? That's crazy. Is it one of those situations where people just don't care about the law or authority figures in general? Kind of reminds me of all those stories I read on retail stores just getting robbed. People just don't care overall, I guess, in terms of the punishment. And I guess kind of within the same area, the story and theme continues in terms of using drones when it comes to authority figures. This one says, cops using drones halt home invasion. 3 men were charged with kidnapping and burglary following their alleged involvement in a Douglaston home invasion early last Saturday morning, Queens District Attorney Belinda Katz announced Sunday night. Dispatch received a 911 call at approximately 2:26 a.m. Saturday morning reporting an unknown condition. NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Operations Kaz Daughtry said at a press conference Monday afternoon a language barrier between the caller, who was speaking Mandarin, and the dispatcher operator left police with little information. And it sounds like, I guess, a typical robbery story, people wanting to steal things like valuables. It says, once the police had the house surrounded and spoke to the alleged robbers over public announcement systems, the trio, who allegedly attempted to take $10,000 from the home, attempted to escape through a back window. That's when the drone came in. It was really dark back there, but the drone was able to spotlight them. Daughtry explained. All were captured. The deputy commissioner said while the case is still under investigation, the police do not believe the incident was random. That's an interesting point too, as they say a lot of times when it comes to things like robberies in people's homes, it's often the case it's somebody they know, which is kind of, I guess, scary to think about. And as well, with this situation, they're emphasizing how it's a great investment, I guess, for them to have things like the drones, because it says, let this also serve as an object lesson to the critics on the investments in the NYPD technology like drones. This weekend, it made all the difference, and 3 violent criminals are now off the street as a direct result of this technology, she said. I'm proud to support these investments in our police, and I will continue to do so. For myself anyways, it's been pretty consistent where I say, hey, if it works and it's better, why not? But at the same time, it just seems like people are constantly so contradicting and hypocritical where they say, These groups of people can't ever use it. It's too dangerous. You never know. The drone might malfunction, fly 1,000 feet in the air, hit an airplane. So nope, you can never use it. Yet in this case, okay, magically that stuff can't ever happen again just because you're using it? I don't think so. I mean, it makes you think too, are people okay with that when they say, okay, they could use it, but you can't if you're doing nothing wrong, for example, in a perfectly safe way? Because with that thought too, there are some places around the world that are leaders in terms of drone tech in general. I mean, in the US, for example, I'm pretty sure most people use Chinese-made drones. So this kind of gets you to think too, with so many other places around the world that are so over the top, they discourage people from flying it. How about this one? This one says, teenagers showcase their drone skills. When teenagers wear specialized goggles to control small sports drones just a few inches long through obstacle courses at high speeds, they experience a thrilling sense of immersion. This exhilarating combination of speed and skill has made drone sports a new favorite among teenagers worldwide. On August 16th, the 2024 National Aviation Science Popularization Grand Assembly of China and the 8th China Educational Drone Event took place in Chongqing. Approximately 17,000 young participants competed in the 23 events across 5 categories: control, programming, combination, virtual, and creative. The young athletes showcased their abilities by maneuvering drones during aerial combat and simulating freight transport relays. Those watching from the sidelines leaned in, eagerly raising their arms to capture these exciting moments on their phones. Well, again, that's kind of an interesting thing to think about, because in a lot of places they say, nope, if you're a kid, I don't care if it's a toy, for example, you're not allowed to fly this. Whereas in a lot of other places, they're actually encouraging the youth to use this stuff. So will that be a downfall, for example, for every other place that has extremely over-the-top regulations and so forth, where it just seems like it's mostly just officials or big commercial businesses that are eager to learn the tech and all that, because you do need the youth in general. All right, see you guys later.